Okay, guys, welcome back. And let me go to our focus today. As you know, we're going through topic 4. So it's like you write Cambridge, lower secondary, Cambridge lower secondary, science. Then you say dash biology. Okay. And this is stage 9. The topic we're looking at is called transpiration. So, can you hear me? If you can hear me, put in the chat to say I can hear you. Just like you did for maths. Put in the chat again, let's see. Okay, great. So now, let's see. So transpiration. Let's quickly go through it. It's related to what we were covering last time. Last time we were covering plants, and we were wondering, we're checking the relationship between plants and water. Basically, what we looked at it was the root hair cell, and we saw how it absorbs water from the soil. And now we are moving on to the next thing. Okay. Remember, we said soil was particles, and in between those rocks there was water. And we saw how the root hair cells go in between there and absorb water. Yes? Okay. So maybe before I do transpiration, let me just quickly make you go through a little bit more. Because transpiration is water now leaving the plant. But here we can talk about how water moves up the plant. Okay, so let's go through it. Write this. Sorry for changing the title a little bit. Okay, I'm going to draw a root hair cell, but from a different structure, from a different view, okay, to what we saw last time. Here I'm going to draw it like this. Then I'll put some little strands coming out like this of your root hair cell. Okay, then inside we'll be having something like this. Okay. And actually, let me reduce the size of this. I'm gonna put it just at the center, like that. But yes, it can be cross-shaped like that. Okay. I don't know if you can see this diagram nicely. So this is what we call the root cap. And what it does is it protects the tip of the root. Okay, it protects the tip of the root as it grows through the soil. Protects the tip of the root as it grows through the soil. Right. Then we talk about the other thing. This is a root hair. And this, you can say, absorbs water and mineral ions. So there we go. Okay. And here I want you to say this is the xylem vessel. And what it does, it transports water, doesn't absorb them. This one now transports the water and mineral ions. Two things, water and mineral ions. This one now transport the water and mineral ions up the plant. So this is the cross-shaped area where xylem tissue is found. It's cross-shaped. Okay, so now I guess we can move on now. Okay. Here we are at the roots. Okay, this is the roots. So let's talk about it. The diagram above shows what a root looks like. It shows what a root looks like, okay? When sliced across. Says there are root hairs, we talked about it, on the outside of the root. On the outside of the root, we have root hairs. Okay? on the outside. Okay? Right. In the center of the root, there are some very special cells called xylem vessels. Okay? Let's go. At the center, xylem vessels are the water transport system of the plant. So you've just learned that there's something called a xylem vessel. It is the water transport system of the plant, and we find them at the center of the root. We'll see in stems, but here we're starting with the root. Okay? We'll keep going. All right. So now let's see what happens. Let's write this. After water has been absorbed, after water has been absorbed into a root hair cell, after water has been absorbed into a root hair cell, it moves towards the center of the root. Okay? And goes into the xylem vessels. Xylem vessels are at the center of the root. Okay? Xylem vessels are long, tube-like cells. They are dead cells. What makes us say they are dead cells? All of their contents, e.g., cytoplasm and a nucleus, have disappeared. Okay? Because why? They are dead. Okay? Because the xylem because the xylem vessels are made of dead cells. Please don't forget. All that is left in the dead cells that make The xylem is the cells walls. Okay, if we say their cells with an empty space inside, with an empty space inside. Okay, and put and say end walls have disappeared too. Okay, many xylem vessels stack on top of one another, making long empty tubes that run. Okay, that run. Did you say that? Okay, just say that reach all the way from the roots up to the highest parts of the plants. Okay? I hope you've seen. I'll show you a diagram. But let's put example. Example of xylem vessel. The wood in a tree trunk is made up of xylem vessels. Okay? So right, they carry water from the roots. We say they carry what? Water. Okay? From the roots. All the way to the top of the tree. Okay? To the top of the tree. Done. Okay. I've zoomed out up about. Okay, surely I think you're done writing now. So here I want you to say this was for xylem in roots. So here we will now say xylem and roots. Say xylem in roots. Okay, and I want you to draw a diagram. And you put some root hair cells, some small, some big. Versus xylem in stems. So we'll put it like this. And then at the tip, so it'll be like this. This is the xylem. So please put so this is the most important thing. I think you have the diagrams. From here, you can now talk about transpiration. Okay? Which we'll look at. We'll look at in our next lesson. I wanted you to do it, but keep xylem and phloem. Then we'll start on transpiration. Okay, good. So we'll cover it in our next bio lesson. Let me send the new link.